here in this graph coloring problem is one of the very popular problem which can be solved with the help of backtracking approach. So graph coloring problem basically, a graph is given where graph contains set of vertices and edges of it can be of n number of vertices, and there are m number of colors are given, where you need to paint the vertices with these colors. That is, each vertex should be assigned with a color or painted with a color. Now, the condition here in this case is no two adjacent vertices should have the same color. The condition which we need to keep in mind when we are coloring the vertices is no two adjacent vertices, means the neighbors should not have the same color. Okay, an example for this, suppose if we have four vertex graph and three colors given. So here in this case, we can see that there are three colors, that is red, black, and yellow, and a graph is given for us. Now you need to paint these vertices using the colors in such a way that no two neighbors should have the same color. Okay. Suppose if we start painting, the first color is red. Can we apply it onto V1? So if we apply it to V1, then the next option for V2 is either black or yellow. Suppose if we select black, the next option for V3 or V4, you can select any one of this. Next option for V4, assume. Which color we can select?
Black or yellow?
Black or yellow, because red is neighbor, right? So if we select black, then what can be the color for V3?
Red or yellow?
Red or yellow. So we can select any one of this. So this is the way where we can color the vertices. So here there are many applications of this graph coloring technique. So one of the best technique which we have is this one. If we just check out our cellular networks, mobile networks. So these mobile networks are divided into cells, and each cell is given with a particular spectrum, means a bandwidth with which they can operate with. And for avoiding the interference, you need to take care that the spectrum allocation for one cell should not be same to its neighbors. Am I right? You remember mobile communication? I think it was being dealt in your data communication. So no two cells should have the same spectrum. Means to say that bandwidth with which they are trying to operate. Bandwidth here in this case, we can say that it is maximum frequency to the minimum frequency. So no two cells should have the same frequency. So like that, when we have band of frequencies or spectrums which we need to allocate for the cells, we can apply this graph coloring method, which can give us solutions how we can manage the spectrum allocation. Okay, so this is a simple example where this graph coloring method is really being utilized. So if anybody asks you, you can always tell that spectrum allocation for cellular network is one of the application of graph coloring problem. Okay. Now, how exactly we can solve using backtracking method? Now, as we all know that backtracking method is a method wherein if you are trying to build a solution with a particular constraint, And if you have already solved few sub problems, and further, if you are not getting a way for solving the next sub problem, then what you can do is you can always move back to the previous sub problem, try to find an alternative, and then check whether you can solve the current sub problem with that alteration. So this is basically our backtracking. In this backtracking method of solving graph coloring problem, we always starts with an root of this state space tree. So this is the state indicating that we have not allocated any of the color to any of the vertices of the graph. And in this example, you can see here that we have 4 vertices and 3 colors. That is, M is the number of colors and N is the number of vertices. Now, when we are trying to build our state space tree, if we are starting with the vertex 1, how many options are there for vertex 1 to plot color? 3 options we have, right? So either we can go for red color or black color or yellow. So if we call red color as M1, black color as M2, and yellow as M3 in a very generic way. If there are M number of colors, we can call them as M1, M2, M3, so on till MM number of colors. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. If we start our journey with the first color, so if we try to assign V1, vertex 1 with the M1, then the next options which we have is assigning to vertex 2. Which color we can assign to vertex 2? So the first color which we have assigned for V1 is M1. So left over is M2 or M3. So if we try to choose M2 for vertex 2, then we have next option for assigning for vertex 3. Vertex 3 can be assigned with any of the color except M2. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So we can assign M1 or M3. So we'll try to assign one at a time. So in this state space tree, we will assign M1. Then when we assign M1, how about V4?
M2.
M2. Now it becomes a constraint. Can we assign M2 or M3? Any one of this? So we can assign M2, right? So this becomes our one solution. This path, that is M1, M2, M1, M2 combination. So V1 can be assigned with M1, V2 with M2, V3 with M1, and V4 with M2. Now to find out other options, we backtrack and check whether we can assign any other color. Can we assign any other color for V4?
M3, sir.
We can assign M3. There is another option without any collision. We can assign M3. So our state space tree will be drawn in this manner. So the edges here, it is indicating the coloring type. So which coloring type we have followed for the vertices. And each of these nodes are telling us the status. So we start with the root, which is nothing but empty state, which we have not assigned any color. Then we start with assigning the color. So this is the state of the vertex that we have completed assigning color for V1. This is the state which is indicating V2 we have completed, V3, V4, and so on. Fine. So when we have completed, we backtrack and check for any other options available. So here, after assigning V4 with M3, is there any other option for V4?
No, sir.
No, we backtrack. So we'll try to change the coloring of V3. So do we have any other option apart from
Yes, sir.
M1?
M3.
We can try for M3. Right? So now this is the state where we have assigned V1 with M1, V2 with M2, and V3 with M3. How about V4 now? Now V4 is a neighbor for V1 and V3. So V1 is having M1, V3 is having M3. So therefore V4 can have which one? V4 can have
M2, sir.
M2. So only leftover option is M2. So M2 is assigned for V4. So we don't have multiple option here in this V4. The reason here in this case is V1 and V3 are already occupied with M1 and M3 color. So therefore V4 is left out with M2 color. Then for exploring other options, we backtrack. Then change the color for V3. V3 can have only two colors, either M1 or M3. We have explored both. We'll backtrack, change for V2. Can we change color for V2? Instead of M2,
M2.
we can try with M3.
3.
So we can try with M3. So therefore, now coloring is V1 is colored with M1, V2 is colored with M3. Then how about V3? V3 as of now is having a constraint only with V2. So V2 is having M3 color. So therefore V3 cannot have that M3. Instead of that, it can have M1 or M2. If it is having M1, then V4 can have two options because V1 is also M1 and V3 is also M1, two neighbors. So V4 can have option of either which one?
M2 or M3.
Or M3. Fine. M2 or M3. So that is we'll explore for M2, then once again backtrack and change for V4 with M3. Then once we explore, we backtrack, try to change for V3, vertex 3. So vertex 3 can also have an option of
M2.
M2. So therefore V3 is assigned with M2. Then once V3 is assigned with M2, V4 can be now assigned with, there are two different colors, no? That is V1 is having one different color and V3 is having another. So therefore V4 is left out with only one option.
M1.
M3.
Oh,
Because V1 is M1, V3 is M2. So therefore V4 is left out with the option of M3. So now we backtrack, check for the option for V3. V3 we don't have any other option. Backtrack for V2. V2 we don't have any other option. Backtrack for V1. V1 now we can explore with another color. That is nothing but M2. Now M2, then similarly, V2 can be assigned with two different colors apart from M2.
M1 or M3.
M1 or M3. So if we assign M1, then V3 can be assigned because V3 doesn't have a constraint with V4 because we have not assigned till V4. So therefore it has only constraint with V2. So V2 has M1, therefore V3 can be assigned with the other two colors left over,
M3.
M3 or M2.
M2.
So if we assign for M2, then V1 is M2, V3 is M2. Then V4 can have either M1 or M3. Fine. Once again, we backtrack, change the option for V3. Instead of M2, we can assign with M3. So if we assign with M3, then once again, we will have V4 only one option, that is
M2.
which one? V4 can be assigned with
M2.
M1.
M1. So V2 and V3, sorry, V1 and V3 are having different colors. So therefore, V4 can have a single option. So we have explored V1 with M1. We backtrack, change V1 with M3. In the same way, explore further. if V1 is M2 and V2 is M3, then V3 can have,
M2 or
yeah, either it is have M1 or M2. So if we explore M1, sorry, M2, so M2, V1 also M2 and V3 also M2. So therefore V4 have two options. Either it can have M1
M1?
or it can have M3. Same way, backtrack and check the option for V3. V3 now can also explore with M1. So therefore, if it explores with M1, then V4 is left out with only one option here, because V1 and V3 both are different colors and the leftover color should be for V4. So this option. So all the bottom of the tree are indicating a successful cases here. You can see here that all these cases are successful cases, different combinations it can have. Likewise, can we change option for M1, backtrack and change option for M1?
That is V1 can have
V1 can be assigned with
M3.
M3. So we can assign with M3. So as it goes out of the page, M3. So if we assign with M3, then V2 can be assigned with,
M1 or M2?
M1.
so we'll have two options, M1 or M2.
M2.
So if we assign with M2, then V3 can be assigned with either M1 or
Or
M3.
So if we assign with M3, then V1 is also M3, V3 is also M3. So therefore V4 will have two options.
M2.
Yeah, M2 and
M1.
M1. Same way, if we try to explore other option of V3, V3 can be also assigned with M1. So when we assign with M1, then V4 should have only one value, because V1 is M3, V3 is M1, V4 is M2. Fine. Same way, we can backtrack and change the option for V2. Instead of exploring V2 with M2, you can also explore with M1.
M1.
So therefore, if V2 is M1, then V3 is either M3 or M2. If it is M3, then we have two options. Either it can be M1 or it can be M2. V4 can be. Then in the same way, if we explore with V3 as M2, then we will have option of V4 as, what is the value of V4?
M1.
V4 becomes M1. We don't have multiple options for this. Fine. So we get multiple solutions here. All are eligible solution in this particular graph. Okay. So this completely, usually in most of the exam, whenever they have asked for graph coloring, they have mentioned this as one of the very popular example to be asked in the exam. Okay. And they can also give 3 vertex, which is comparatively simpler to solve manually. We look at with the algorithm. Usually, a representation of a backtracking in the form of algorithm is minimal when it is being explained in Anani Levitin. But as this part of this discussion is from Sartaj Sahani textbook, so there is a steps given, algorithm given. So here the algorithm uses graph in the form of adjacency matrix. So as we all know that adjacency matrix depicts adjacency between the two vertices. If the two vertices are adjacent, means connected, they are marked with 1 or they are marked with 0. So that is Boolean value 1 or Boolean value 0. 1 indicates connectivity and 0 indicates no connectivity. And there are kth vertex in this M coloring. K is the vertex to which we need to color. So we need to color kth vertex to be colored with M colors. So we have M number of options of colors to be added or to be painted. Now X is a array which will include which are all the colors are painted for vertex 1 to vertex n in the given graph. So a graph is n number of vertices. So x 1 to n is an array which contains colors assigned to that each vertex. Now this is a very simple one. We have a method called as next value, which will take care of what is the color to be assigned for k. What is the color to be assigned for k? So next value is a method which will take care of assigning by looking at the conflicts and all. So it will check whether which kind of color is eligible to be assigned. So we will discuss on that. So when we get a valid color that is in the form of x of k, so we will check whether assignment of that color is a valid one or not. That is nothing but if any one of the color is being assigned, then x of k will not be 0. If x of k is 0, that means to say that none of the color is able to assign, then we break the loop, come out of that. Means no new color is possible, means no further solutions are possible. I come out of the loop. If k, if x of k is assigned for vertex k, a non-zero color, then this termination will not happen. Instead, we come to the next step. We check if we have colored all the vertices. That is nothing but k has reached to n. If k has reached to n, then that means to say that we have colored nth vertex. If we have colored nth vertex, then we will try to display what is the pattern of coloring. So that is in the form of x, array x. So if k is equal to n, then it means to say that we have colored n vertices. So when we have colored all the n vertices, we will try to display what is the color combination of that. So that is nothing but x of I. If k is not equal to n, that means there are still more vertices need to be colored. So at the time, what we will do is we will recursively call m coloring for going to the next vertex. So we have colored, for example, we have colored v1. Now we need to color to vertex v2. So when we have colored v1, v1 is not equal to, that is vertex 1 is not equal to nth vertex. So therefore we go for next vertex, that is v1 plus 1, that is v2 vertex. We will call once again recursively, try to color. Okay, this keeps on happening until we don't find any more solutions. When we don't find any more solutions, then x of k is unable to assign any color, then it comes out of the loop. So this loop is an infinite loop, finding out all possible combinations of coloring. Fine, it is simple.
Yes.
Kami nuôi rồi là khát chứ. Đấy khát chứ.
Excuse me, sir. Sir.
കഴിഞ്ഞ
Hello, students.
Hello, Sanjeevni. Geeta
Somebody
ma'am.
was asking doubts. I don't know. Why is sir
Sanjeevni.
logged out? Sir is logged out, I think.
Network issue, I feel, ma'am. I think the network issue.
Okay, somebody was asking doubt.
Ma'am, I asked, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes,
sir is logged in back.
Yeah,
Sir is logged.
sir has come.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. There was network failure.
Sir, someone had a doubt. I think Sanjeevni has a doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So,
Yes, Sanjeevni.
so my doubt was, does the number of colors always have to be one less than the number of vertices, or it can be even lesser? Sir?
Yeah, it can be even less also. It is, number of colors is always a constraint. Okay, as many number of colors we have, we need to paint accordingly. So there can be two number of colors, like in our previous example where we had 4 vertices and 3 colors. It can also be 2 colors.
Okay.
Okay. So what is the constraint we have? What is a stricter constraint? Like if the number of colors are comparatively lesser, it is more stricter constraint for us. It is as good as in the cell phone spectrum allocation. If the number of combinations are lesser, then it becomes more tougher job for bandwidth allocation for each of the set.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so it is like that. It can be of different colors. Okay, I'll just complete this algorithm. The time complexity of this algorithm is given as big O of n to m to the power n into m to the power of n. It is almost like exponent order of growth. As you would have already seen that based on the number of colors, the order of growth keeps growing in the form of number of vertices. Like the number of levels are depending on the number of vertices, and in each of that the number of options will always be varying based on the number of colors we have. So that is given in the form of big O of n into m to the power of n. Okay, and this is the next value. I think you can see this slide. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can see this slide. So this is also very simple slide where next value generation will directly jump to this do while. It's a very simple one, wherein we have x of k, which is nothing but the next color to be allocated for kth vertex. That is by default is just by incremented by 1. That is x of k plus 1 mod m plus 1, where m indicates here number of colors. Okay, so m plus 1, so it's a mod operation of assigning the next next color. Then if that assignment leads to no color, that is nothing but it keeps on checking all possible colors and it is unable to do it, goes to 0. When if x of k becomes 0, then it means to say that you have used all possible colors, there are no more colors to check, so you can return empty handed. So if not, then what we can do is we need to assign the colors. So when we are assigning the colors, we need to check for the neighbors. So if k is the vertex, then you need to look for its neighbors in the form of g of k comma j, where j is running from 1 to n. So if there are neighbors, there is nothing but g of k comma j is 1 and their color is same, then we come out of the loop. Means to say that it is causing overflow, means to say that you will not be able to assign that color. So we'll come out of that. If that is same colors, we come out of the loop. If we have different colors, there is nothing but they are neighbors, and x of k and is not equal to x of j. Here in this case, kth vertex and jth vertex, which are neighbors, doesn't have the same color, then we can continue within the loop of assigning that color to x of k. Now, once we come out of the loop, we check the status of what is break of this loop. If it has checked all possible nodes and there are no conflicts, then whatever the color it has assigned, it becomes a valid color. Means if j is equal to n plus 1, this loop runs completely and no more clashes are there, then n becomes, j becomes n plus 1. Then assignment of that color is a valid color. So therefore we return indicating that we have assigned a new color. Here, there are two cases where we are terminating. In the case when we are unable to assign the color, x of k remains as 0. In the second case, when you have assigned the color and there are no conflicts, so we return. So these are the two conditions. Okay. Then there are few examples which you can try. The first example, as you can see here, that 5 vertex and we have 3 coloring. We need to color with 3 colorings. So you can try this. Problem can also be asked in this way, where you have the blocks given and you need to color them. In this case, we need to convert them into the form of graph. So you can see here that vertex 1 shares border with vertex 3. So therefore, there is a connectivity from vertex 1 to vertex 3. Vertex 1 shares border with vertex 2. So therefore, vertex 1 is connected to vertex 2. Vertex 1's share border with vertex 4. So therefore, vertex 1 is also connected with vertex 4. So like this, we can deduce from this block of values to a graph, and then from there we can perform coloring. Okay. You can try those. I will share this slide. You can try these